We are about an hour into the hike. It is pretty strenuous, but we have come to kind of a stopping point with an amazing view of Taksang. And wow, the sun is just starting to peak above the mountains. There's some clouds. That is stunningly beautiful. Good morning, everyone. It's Mark Weens with Migrationology.com in Paro, Bhutan. It's an early morning and we got up because we are heading this morning to Tiger's Nest, which is maybe one of the most well-known monasteries and attractions in all of Bhutan. And so having a quick omelet and a bit of rice, and then our taxi should be here very soon to pick us up. Now just before 7 a.m. we are in the taxi on our way to the base where we are gonna start the hike, and it should be about a 30-minute drive to get there. It's just after 7 a.m. It's nice and cool. We're gonna start hiking now, and on the way we got some pretty good views of the temple on the side of the cliff. Looks beautiful. And right at the base here they are selling some walking sticks, so I think Ying will buy one. In Dzongkha, the temple is called Taksang, and in English that translates to Tiger's Nest. And it should be about somewhere around a 2-hour or a 2.5-hour hike from what I've heard. We'll see how long it takes us, but we are right at the base now, and it's right on the edge of the cliff. He wants your snacks. Hey, guy.
No, he's a nice guy, man.
And your friend is coming with you, Ying? We are probably about 30 minutes in now. The trail is definitely getting steeper, and you can feel that elevation. And I can hear some mules coming behind me. When we started, there were some people getting on mules, so you can also choose to take a mule. Here's our friend. Maybe he's gonna stop there.
Okay.
We are about an hour into the hike. It is pretty strenuous, but we have come to kind of a stopping point with an amazing view of Taksang. And wow, the sun is just starting to peak above the mountains. There's some clouds. That is stunningly beautiful. The trail has leveled off, and so we are walking. I think we're almost kind of parallel to the monastery now, but we still have a little ways to go. I think coming up right ahead, we'll get a really good view of the monastery.
There you go.
Chechay? Oh yeah.
Come here. Okay, I have to walk you all back.
There it is. Oh, it's clear. It's a little bit cloudy, but it's starting to clear. It's really gorgeous. and really quiet up here right now. Wow, stunning view, but we still have a little hike to go. I think we have to go down the ravine and then up the rock to the monastery. And so now we are right in between the mountain that we climbed up and then the cliff where the monastery is located. There's a waterfall and there's also a monastery right up there in the rock. And so now we're just gonna climb up the staircase and we will arrive at Tiger's Nest. Okay. That took exactly 1 hour and 45 minutes, and Ying and I went at a slow but steady pace. It is quite strenuous, and definitely the elevation is, you can feel the elevation, but it's really beautiful. Right here, we're gonna check in the cameras, so they don't allow any cameras. So we're gonna check them in, and then we're gonna walk around the monastery for a little bit, and then we will start the hike back. We just finished walking around the monastery, and yeah, we had to check in our cameras and our phones, so they don't allow any photography inside. It's really amazing how the monastery is built right on the side of the cliff, and then there are a bunch of different kind of monastery rooms as you walk around, and then finally at the back of the monastery, you can actually go to the Tiger's Nest. It's like a cave kind of in the rock, and you can kind of walk down a ladder down there a little bit. But that's what's inside. And also what I really liked are the paintings on the walls. Really incredible paintings. It's a little bit mushy. And then also got some fresh walnuts. And these are walnuts that we bought at the market, and then we shelled them, so these are fresh, delicious walnuts. Oh yeah, that's so good. So buttery, and just with that tinge of like a honey sweetness to them. Oh, these are like the ultimate delicious fatty nuts. Hello. 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 I'm really glad we came early because right now, as we are leaving, there are quite a few other groups that are now arriving. But when we arrived, there was nobody here yet. So good to come early in the morning. And we are now on our way down.
Huh? 20 นาทีไป โอเค
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ สวัสดีครับ And we just passed a whole group of people from Thailand, so Ying was happy to speak Thai for a little bit. And we are taking another quick break and sitting in the sun, relaxing and enjoying some great views of the monastery from here and eating some bananas. Ying and I just finished off almost this entire stock. So then I decided to quickly make a video, but these bananas are so good. They're just little bite-sized bananas, but they're so good. One bite bananas. And they are so nice and creamy and a little bit sour. And I think some dogs want my food. Hey guys.
for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Take about 1 hour to go down, no?
Yeah. Altogether, that took about 4.5, almost 5 hours round trip. That was awesome, just awesome. And we probably spent about 30 minutes at the monastery, and then probably about 30 minutes or so taking photos and eating snacks on the way down. But coming down is very quick. We are on the way back to the hotel, and actually we're just gonna pick up our bag and then we are transferring to a different hotel for our final night in Bhutan. That was a great trip though. Well, that was a great hike, really enjoyed it. And I feel I'm pretty hungry actually. Just a really quick stop at Tashi Namge and we picked up our big bag, and now we are gonna go drive and check into a hotel called Gante Palace. This is, I know this hotel has some history to it. It is an old palace and it is right across from the Paro Zong, so we have a good view of the Paro Zong, and we're getting ready to check in now. Cool. Oh, wow. Wow, this is pretty cool. It's very Bhutanese in an old Bhutanese, I'm not sure if it's, I guess it's a palace, but nice paintings and very cool. Extremely spacious as well. And then this is the bathroom. Giant bathroom. This could be a whole nother room. It's a really great view from this hotel of Paro Valley, but we are really hungry. So Ying and I are walking straight to the restaurant here, and it's time for lunch. And I am sitting on the sofa, comfortable, sitting in comfort as we wait for our food. Ying is over there at our table. Okay, this one is a spinach, I think, and it's egg, a spinach and egg soup. And I'll put this one into the little bowl, because that is soupy. This one is pork with dried chilies. And then there are also some green onions on the side as well. And then this is just some kind of, I think it's just pan-fried chicken with some cilantro and chilies and onions. Oh, that looks good. And then this one is shamudatsi with cheese and mushrooms and chilies and a few tomatoes in there. Get a bunch of that shamudatsi. Just for some extra vegetables, cauliflower, there's spinach and carrots in here. And then finally a bit of eze for garnish. This looks like mostly diced up green chilies with onions and maybe a little bit of tomatoes in there. I'll just sprinkle on a bit, and that looks, yeah, almost like a salsa. I gotta start with that pork though, and with those dried chilies. Let me take oh, that feels pretty tender. Pork, dried chili, oh, and my green onion slipped off the plate. Okay, I gotta get that dried chili in there too, if possible. Oh, I'm still connected. Okay, there we go. That pork is nice and tender. And then those dried chilies. I think Paro is actually very famous around Bhutan for their dried chilies. Not too spicy, but just have really good flavor. Oh, that's good too. It's very light and not too salty. The spinach is really, really soft and tender. And then the egg, yeah, I think that's egg, just kind of makes it a little bit richer. Maybe there's just a tiny bit of butter in there to make it for fragrance. That's almost like a cream of spinach soup. And then moving on to the shamudatsi with some of that eze. You can't go wrong with shamudatsi. Whoa. Oh. Okay, some of that chicken and cilantro. That is a lot of cilantro in that bite. That pork with those dried chilies are wonderful. Ying and I are gonna sit here and demolish the rest of this food. That hike to Tiger's Nest will definitely make you hungry.
It's very tender though.
Lunch hit the spot. That was good. We're now maybe just gonna walk around for a little bit and then maybe go back to the room to rest. Probably gonna hang out for the rest of the afternoon, and then for dinner, Chechay is gonna come meet us since it's our last night, and we're gonna have dinner with her. I think we're gonna go eat at a Thai restaurant because there's a very well-known Thai restaurant here in Paro. We met up with Chechay and she brought us to a restaurant called Yegyel Restaurant, which is right in Paro town. And this is a Thai restaurant, but they really have everything on the menu, and the menu is pretty awesome. It's like a spreadsheet, and there's a whole row that says type, and then it lists the type of cuisine that it is. So a huge range of food, and we ordered a couple of different Thai dishes and a Bhutanese dish as well. This is lab, made with chicken, which is chicken salad, and it looks incredibly good actually. I love all that cilantro in there and all those onions. I'm just gonna taste this right as is, a whole scoop of it. Oh wow. That is a solidly good lab. I think it's making use of Bhutanese dried chilies, which makes that so good. And I love the abundance of onions in there, as well as the abundance of cilantro. For lunch today, I enjoyed that pork and chilies so much that I decided to order it again, pretty much the same dish again for dinner, but this time with pieces of beef and then dry chilies. This one is beef pa, a Bhutanese dish to go with the Thai dishes. That is a little mini beef steak, and those dried chilies, man, I'm gonna miss them when I leave Bhutan. Get that dried chili, and I think there's some spinach in it as well. Those dried chilies, they're awesome. Yeah, same flavor, just a hint of a sweetness, like sun-dried tomatoes, but with a spicy edge to them, but not too spicy, but just brilliant sun-dried flavor.
The huge sofa seat.
We just made it back to the hotel after a really good meal. That was a delicious meal and really good to hang out with Chechay. That made a good end to the day after a wonderful time hiking this morning. This is our final night in Bhutan. So I'm gonna end the vlog for today now. Thank you all very much for watching. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you tomorrow.